This is New Day on TV3, and today is World Blood Day, and we've been joined in the studio by two wonderful guests who tell us more about blood donation and how we can get involved in the blood donation exercise. So to my very extreme left, I have Stephen. Stephen Adai Ba is the Public Relations Officer for the National Blood Service. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, John.
And then I have Noeline Kumo, who is a past national female blood donor. Very big award, I guess.
Sure.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So let's get straight into the discussion. Let's start with you, Stephen. So tell us more about the National Blood Service. What is it all about?
Thank you, John. Let me say good morning to all our voluntary blood donors this morning. And thank you for the good job that you've been doing for Mother Ghana. The National Blood Service is an agency under the Ministry of Health.
Right.
And then our core mandate is to ensure that there is availability of blood, making it very safe for transfusion, and distribute it to all hospitals and clinics, in the country. We have the National Blood Service as a center. Then we have the Central Blood Service, which covers the Ashanti region, Bonga Hafo, and its environs.
Right.
Then we also have the Northern Area Blood Center, which takes care of the northern side of our country. Now, the national pool is where most of the blood, comes. And then people within Accra and its environs, like we serve the Central region, the Volta region, the Eastern region, they all come here to take blood. The reason is that we are the agency that is mandated to make sure that the blood that we collect, we screen it,
Right.
making sure that it's very safe for transfusion. And so the other area centers that I've talked about, they also have these facilities that are able to run the checks on the blood, making sure that they are safe for transfusion. And our vision is to actually make sure that there's always blood available,
Right.
making sure that we don't run short of blood.
Okay.
Because when there is no blood, people die a lot, and then we have crisis.
Okay.
And so we are trying, making sure that as much as possible,
We have blood.
appeal to the general public
Yes.
to help us collect more voluntary blood for
Okay.
transfusion purposes.
That's very interesting. And then today is National Blood Donor Day.
Yes.
So why did your organization decide to set today apart as a donation day for people to put in blood and all that? What's the motivation for selecting today as a donor day? And then what are your plans for today?
Yeah, National Blood Donor Day, it's a very important day on the calendar of the National Blood Service, in that it is the day that we have set aside to honor and appreciate the good work that our voluntary blood donors have been doing for us, and also our partners. I think that blood is something that you cannot buy,
Right.
and so it is only fair that you appreciate what people do. And voluntary blood donation, it's something that like the name connotes, voluntary. So if you don't have the love for what you are doing, you cannot do it. People think that they have money and so they can buy blood, and then but blood is not manufactured.
True.
You can't buy blood.
Yeah.
And so we feel that the National Blood Donor Day is a day that we want to set aside and recognize the contribution of these voluntary blood donors, and then just appreciate them with citations.
Okay.
And then also we've been doing this in collaboration with the Rotary Club of Accra and Accra Reach over the years.
Okay.
And they have been so generous to donate television sets and fridges and things like that. So for the national best, for instance, we know that we can't pay you for all that you have done,
Right.
but just a token to appreciate your contribution, and then also to encourage others that, hey, today being the National Blood Donor Day, if you're watching us or hearing us from any part of this country, you also have the opportunity to donate blood. If you can't donate, you can educate your fellow brother, a family member, to also be a voluntary blood donor. The reason why we want to make sure that we get more volunteers to donate blood is that there is the need for blood at all times in our hospitals.
Yeah.
accident victims are beneficiaries of blood. People, you know, on surgery, they are beneficiaries of blood. And then accident victims, women, you know, during childbirth and things like that, they all need blood to survive. And if we don't get people to donate, it means that the nation will be in crisis. So National Blood Donor Day basically is to thank, you know, donors and to appreciate them and to encourage others to come on board.
Great. So Noelin Kumo, let's talk about you. You happen to be a past national champion, if you're going to put it that way, for the female category, for people who've been donating blood. What has been your motivation?
Actually, thank you very much, and greetings to all. Actually, what really motivates me to donate blood is when you go to the hospital and you see people rushing here and there. I mean, they don't need money, they don't need anything. All they need is blood to save someone's life. And when I feel happy when I give blood and that person has the second chance to live, that's it motivates me. It makes me the happiest person, because at least if I can't give anything and I can give blood, at least it's far better rather than waiting for the person to die. You go to the funeral, drink the food, eat the food, drink their water, and at the end you just leave the person in a nice way of showing the person you care. Just give a pint of blood, and you put a smile on that person's face.
So let me ask you, I know people are usually very shy and afraid to donate blood, because like you rightly indicated, your blood will be screened, and if any diseases are found on you and all that. So psychologically, a lot of people are very much scared of donating blood. But for you, you appeared not to have been disturbed or distracted by all these things.
Oh, okay. First of all, I'll say I'm a very emotional person. I don't like pain. The slightest thing, I'll cry just now. But when it comes to blood donation, I have a special passion for it.
Wow.
I quite remember the first day I donated blood. I was at SHS, that's St. John's Grammar School.
Okay.
In '99. The first day I donated was 26 October 99.
You have all your dates right. Interesting.
Sure. I have my card to prove.
Right.
Yeah. So formally, before I came to school, I was sick. I was sent somewhere, a clinic, and I was told I was SS.
Okay.
So in fact, it got in my head, everything I'm SS, I can't donate blood. So it got an impression on me.
Right.
So that very day when they came from the blood bank to talk about us, about blood donation, I was like, please,
stay away.
Stay away, I'm SS. Then one man called me, that's Mr. Ayi, formerly of the blood bank. He's now traveled overseas. Called me, young lady, come. So he spoke to me. If you have blood, we will know. If you don't have enough blood, we won't take your blood. Your life is equally important to us. In fact, I was very touched. I got closer, I did a test, and they told me I can donate blood. And I said, I was told I had SS. And they said, no, that's just something else. Don't focus on that. So that very day, in fact, I donated blood. And I was the happiest person.
I see. So how often do you donate blood? I mean, since you were a national champion for donating blood, I mean, I'm interested. How many times in a year do you donate blood?
Actually, if you're a voluntary donor, you should, donate 3 times in a year. Every 4 months, you need to donate here. So every 4 months as a voluntary blood donor, you need to go and donate blood to save a life. People like voluntary blood donors, we don't wait till we are called. We go there when it's time. I mean, people want to be pushed about and so on and so forth, but we have taken it upon ourselves to be lifesavers. So when it's time, we just walk there and then donate your blood.
Stephen, let me come back to you. So usually or typically, if someone decides to donate blood, do you offer any form of pre-blood donation counseling and then post-blood donation counseling? And then another thing too, people are interested. So when I donate blood, what do I really get to replenish my blood? You know, how do you handle these issues or these circumstances?
Okay, I think the exercise is very simple, but like you said, there's this phobia or let me say this myth, you know, surrounding blood donation and things like that. So that is why it is very, very important for us to do the pre-donation counseling. We organize a talk to, for example, if it's an organization inviting us to come and organize a blood donation, we go there a day before or a week before the main donation exercise. We take them through counseling or teachings as to all that entails in blood donation. And then people get the opportunity to ask questions, and then we address those questions before because you need to psych the people up, you know, for them to be ready for the exercise. It is not anything, you know, difficult. But on the day of the donation, we have a clinical form that we give to the donors. So voluntarily, there are questions, you know, that you need to answer. Then when you answer the questions, you know, correctly, then we take you to the second stage, where we take a sample of your blood to make sure that you have enough in your system to donate. With the ladies, you should have about 12.5, you know, blood in your system, and then the male, you know, 13.5 and above. And so if you qualify, you know, through all this, if you go through all this, then you are qualified to donate blood. There are people who are, we don't disqualify you per se, but maybe on the day that you intend donating blood, there may be a condition. Probably you may be on some drugs or slide code and things like that, and so we don't advise that at that moment you donate blood. And so we'll defer you, and then when you are done with your medication and things like that, then you can go through the exercise. So that is the simple period.
I see.
And so we also encourage people that if you don't understand anything about blood donation, please ask, because the people who take care of, you know, the donors are very professional.
They have a lot of information.
Yeah, they have a lot of information. And then that is the time that you get the opportunity to also go through some medical checks for free. Because like we say, we ask you questions, and then if we realize that you have any complication or something like that, there are counselors who also take care of you. And then, so those things, you get it for free. And so we encourage people to be part of these exercises.
So after the donation, what happens? What do you give to the people who come up voluntarily to donate blood? Is there a dieting advice you give them, or a particular incentive at that moment, you know, to help them replenish their lost blood?
There is no special diet for, you know, donors. I mean, you continue to eat your normal food and things like that. But before you donate blood, we advise that you should eat something. Don't come to donate blood on an empty stomach. It is not good for your health. Because as a blood service, we are very particular about our donors. We are conscious of our donor safety and also the safety of the blood recipient. And so we make sure that people get, but after donation, you just go on and eat your normal food, but as much as possible, drink more water, fluid. And so you replenish the blood that has been taken out of you.
All right, I'll come back to you, but Nolin, let me ask you, what message do you have for people out there who are very afraid to donate blood? From your point of view, what is it that you can say to them that would motivate them or inspire them to actually go out? Today is, National Blood Donors Day. So what specific word will you give, especially to the young females? Because most of them like, well, I'm growing up, I don't have enough energy, I don't have enough blood and all that, but you are appreciably a young lady. So what message would you say to those other young people watching you?
Thank you very much. First of all, what I would say is it is very good for you to donate blood as a human being, because it goes a long way in saving people's life, even people you don't even know. Your love can exactly go there and extend here. So they shouldn't take blood donation as a very painful exercise. It's very painless. It's just a normal process. It's just a tip of the needle you hear through your veins, and that's it. The rest, you just pump and it just flows. And also, the reason why mostly I like going out with a blood bank, talk to students, go to churches, organizations, talk to them, and so on and so forth. People think blood donation is very painful, and when you do it, you collapse, and I mean, you won't get enough blood. It's a fallacy. It's not true. Because since '99, I've been donating. It has helped me a lot. Well, since '99 till now, I've never been to the hospital before.
Oh, I see.
If you really want to, if you see me at the hospital, it means I'm visiting someone.
Oh, okay.
I don't get.
So you attribute your regular donation of blood as a means of
it keeps you strong. It keeps you fresh. It keeps you going. I mean, you do so many things that you want to do. So there are more benefits in blood donation. Because you get to know more of your health status. Because we have many people walking about, they don't even know their blood group, which is very bad. See, I have my tag over here, A positive. A positive. That's my blood group.
I see.
Should in case something happens to me and maybe I fall and I drain out of blood, immediately they see the tag. They will say, oh, she's A positive.
I see.
Let's just connect and get her blood.
I see.
But let's say a different person is not with a
without
tag.
a band or a tag.
And then
it will be difficult.
They are now going to pull her blood.
Yeah.
I mean, passes through processes before they get her actual.
Right.
It's time wasting.
I see.
So let us all go out there and donate blood freely and save lives, because I mean, forget about the pain. I feel very bad when I hear someone died because there was no blood at the bank.
So you're encouraging a lot of people
I'm
to
encouraging
go out
a lot of
and
people. So the ladies shouldn't think because of their menstrual cycle,
Yes.
they're going to stay away. I donate blood already, so I don't want to do the second donation. It's very bad. It keeps you going. Me, for instance, when I'm even bleeding, I still donate because it's my passion. I still have, and nothing happens to me. I've never collapsed since I started donating blood.
I see.
And it's very good for. It's very healthy.
Great. Thank you very much. And Stephen, before we wrap up, what specifically do you have lined up for today? Are there any special guests you're expecting to see? Is there a venue where people can come and donate blood today, as today happens to be the day we are recognizing, voluntary blood donors and saying thank you to them? What's the plan for today?
Yeah, what usually happens is that on the day of National Blood Donor Day, we start blood donation from, in the morning, let's say from 9 o'clock up to 5 o'clock, blood donation, it's going on. Then we have a derby in the afternoon from 12 o'clock where we have our guests. Then we invite the schools and then the winners or the donors who we're going to appreciate. Then we'll do the presentation of citations and things like that. Last year, we were privileged to have the vice president to be the guest of honor, who actually steered affairs to making sure that the event was successful. And then this year, we're having the Honorable Minister of Health, who is coming. And then we have some other invited guests to joining him. And then awards will be presented to donors, like I said. And so we are inviting everybody to join us today. If you want to donate blood, right now as we're speaking, donation has started. And so come and then we'll serve you before you go back to work and things like that.
If you could mention the venue again so that at least...
Yeah, it's happening at our office complex at Korle Bu. We are just behind the Korle Bu ECG or in Dafa Park. Yes, so anybody from Korle Bu is just about 500 meters away from main Korle Bu Hospital. Yeah, and you see our banner and things like that.
Displayed over there.
Yeah, but John, before we go, let me. You see, we're appealing to people to, as much as possible, to be voluntary blood donors. The point is that, the world over last year, the statistics that we had from the WHO, about 289,000 people die every year. Because there is no blood. But in our part of the world, we have about 25–30% of people dying every day because of blood issues and things like that. But most of these deaths, we've said that they are preventable if only a lot of people will come on board as voluntary blood donors. It's something that as a country we must see it as a civic responsibility. We don't have to wait till there's an emergency before we do voluntary blood donation. So thank you to all voluntary blood donors, and we hope to see you today at that event.
Great. We also want to say thank you to you, Stephen, who is the PRO for the National Blood Service. Thank you very much for coming. And Noeline, we thank you very much for your words of encouragement. And to our viewers out there, we encourage you, go out today and donate just a pint of blood. You may never know whose life will be saved by that donation.